Inversion is a mental model that encourages thinking in reverse, challenging conventional approaches to problem solving. In the world of investing, this concept has gained significant attention, largely due to its endorsement by renowned investor Charlie Munger. Rather than asking, "How can I succeed?" Inversion prompts us to consider, "How might I fail?" and then work to avoid those pitfalls. This shift in perspective often reveals risks and blind spots that might otherwise go unnoticed. By systematically identifying what not to do, investors can make more informed and resilient decisions. The power of inversion lies in its simplicity and its ability to uncover hidden threats, making it an invaluable tool for anyone seeking long-term success in finance. The principle of invert, always invert, has long been celebrated as a powerful tool for problem solving and decision-making, especially in the world of investing. But what if this widely accepted approach is not always as protective as it seems? Could relying too heavily on inversion actually lead modern investors astray, causing them to overlook important nuances or become fixated on hypothetical worst-case scenarios? As markets evolve and new complexities arise, it's worth examining whether this mental model remains a reliable safeguard or if it risks becoming a hidden trap. This central question challenges us to reconsider the true value and limitations of inversion in today's investment landscape. This investigation is structured to guide us through three distinct phases. First, we delve into the popular myth, examining how widespread beliefs have shaped public understanding. Next, we uncover the true academic origin, tracing the concept back to its foundational research and scholarly context. Finally, we address the modern-day trap of inversion, exploring how contemporary interpretations can sometimes distort or reverse the original meaning. By following this progression, we aim to clarify misconceptions and reveal the deeper truths behind the topic. Many people believe that inversion is merely about doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. This misconception is widespread because the idea of standing apart from the crowd holds a certain allure. It suggests independence, originality, and even a shortcut to success. The appeal lies in its simplicity. If most people are wrong, then doing the reverse must be right. However, this oversimplification overlooks the nuances of true inversion, which involves deeper analysis and strategic thinking. Simply opposing the majority does not guarantee better outcomes and can sometimes lead to misguided decisions. Understanding why this misconception persists helps us appreciate the real value of inversion as a thoughtful approach rather than just contrarianism. The contrarian interpretation of yield curve inversion suggests that when most investors fear a recession, it's time to buy, assuming the consensus is always wrong. However, this approach is overly simplistic and can be risky. Yield curve inversions have historically signaled genuine economic concerns, not just market sentiment. Ignoring these signals in favor of a contrarian stance may lead investors to underestimate real risks, resulting in poor decision-making. Overconfidence in contrarian strategies can amplify losses, especially if underlying economic fundamentals support the consensus view. It's essential to analyze the broader context and data rather than relying solely on the assumption that the majority is mistaken. In the world of investing, some individuals choose to go against prevailing market trends, hoping to capitalize on opportunities overlooked by the majority. However, simply opposing the crowd does not guarantee success. For example, during periods of market optimism, certain investors may sell off assets prematurely, only to miss out on continued growth. Conversely, buying into declining sectors solely because others are selling can lead to significant losses if underlying fundamentals remain weak. These real-world scenarios highlight the dangers of lazy contrarianism, where decisions are made based on opposition rather than thoughtful analysis. Effective contrarian investing requires careful research and a deep understanding of market dynamics, rather than reflexively betting against popular sentiment. Inversion is often misunderstood as a strategy for market timing or simply reacting to the actions of others. However, its true essence lies in fostering independent, analytical thinking. By approaching problems from a reversed perspective, individuals can uncover hidden risks and opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed. This method encourages a deeper examination of assumptions and challenges conventional wisdom. Rather than following trends or external cues, inversion empowers decision-makers to rely on their own critical analysis. Ultimately, it is a tool for thoughtful problem-solving, not a shortcut for predicting market movements. The concept of inversionness has deep roots in academic mathematics, originating with the work of Carl Jacobi. Jacobi, a renowned 19th-century mathematician, advocated for solving complex problems by approaching them from the opposite direction. His method encouraged thinkers to invert, always invert, revealing solutions that might otherwise remain hidden. Decades later, Charlie Munger, vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, adapted Jacobi's principle for decision-making and problem-solving in business and investing. Munger's application of inversion emphasizes considering what you want to avoid or prevent, rather than only focusing on desired outcomes. This approach has become a cornerstone of rational thinking, illustrating how mathematical insights can profoundly influence practical strategies in various fields. Jacobi and Munger both championed the concept of inversion as a powerful problem-solving tool. Instead of starting with what you want to achieve, inversion asks you to consider what you should avoid. By identifying potential risks and mistakes, they believed you could steer clear of common pitfalls and make better decisions. Munger often emphasized that knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. This approach helps clarify priorities and reduces the likelihood of costly errors. Inversion encourages a mindset focused on risk avoidance, making it easier to navigate complex challenges with greater confidence. Charlie Munger's checklist of stupidity is a powerful tool designed to help individuals sidestep frequent financial errors. By applying the principle of inversion, Munger encourages us to focus not just on what to do, but on what to avoid. This checklist highlights common pitfalls such as overconfidence, neglecting thorough research, and failing to consider alternative outcomes. By systematically reviewing these potential mistakes before making decisions, investors can greatly improve their judgment and reduce risk. Munger's approach serves as a reminder that avoiding stupidity is often more important than seeking brilliance in the world of finance. In the world of investing, many are drawn to the allure of brilliance, seeking bold strategies and groundbreaking insights to outperform the market. However, history often shows that consistent success is more reliably built on the careful avoidance of costly mistakes. Rather than chasing extraordinary gains, seasoned investors focus on minimizing errors such as overconfidence, impulsive decisions, or neglecting thorough research. This systematic approach to sidestepping pitfalls creates a stable foundation for long-term growth. By prioritizing sound judgment and risk management over flashy tactics, investors increase their chances of achieving sustainable results. Ultimately, the path to financial success is shaped less by moments of genius and more by the disciplined practice of not being foolish. Let us revisit the core puzzle at hand: the transformation of a safeguard into a potential hazard. Historically, the original tool was designed to help investors avoid catastrophic losses and manage risk effectively. Over time, however, its widespread adoption and evolving market dynamics have altered its impact. What was once a shield against failure now sometimes acts as a catalyst for it, triggering unintended consequences during periods of volatility. This paradox challenges conventional wisdom and prompts a deeper examination of how protective mechanisms can inadvertently contribute to the very outcomes they were meant to prevent. Understanding this shift is crucial for investors seeking to navigate today's complex financial landscape. A rigorous analyst approaches decision-making with careful evaluation, relying on data, logic, and proven methodologies. In contrast, the gambler is driven by intuition and chance, often making choices based on gut feelings or fleeting trends. The distinction becomes especially important when considering the concept of inversion, which involves thinking about problems from the opposite perspective. Misunderstanding inversion can lead to risky speculation, as it may encourage individuals to overlook fundamental analysis in favor of bold, unsupported bets. While inversion is a powerful tool for uncovering hidden risks and alternative solutions, it must be applied thoughtfully. Without discipline, the line between strategic analysis and reckless gambling can blur, increasing the likelihood of costly mistakes. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to confuse emotional contrarianism with true analytical inversion. Emotional contrarianism often arises from a desire to challenge the status quo simply for the sake of opposition, rather than through careful reasoning. This approach can create an illusion of critical thinking, while actually reinforcing biases and undermining thoughtful analysis. Genuine analytical inversion, on the other hand, involves systematically questioning assumptions and exploring alternative perspectives with logic and evidence. Mistaking one for the other can lead to poor decision-making and increased polarization. Recognizing this distinction is essential for fostering meaningful dialogue and avoiding the pitfalls of reactionary thinking. The true advantages of inversion lie in its ability to safeguard against financial disaster. By systematically identifying and avoiding the paths that lead to ruin, individuals can create a foundation of safety and stability in their financial decisions. This approach offers peace of mind, knowing that risks are managed proactively rather than reactively. Inversion simplifies complex choices, making it easier to navigate uncertainties and focus on what truly matters. Ultimately, it transforms financial planning into a process marked by confidence and clarity, rather than fear and guesswork. Adopting a checklist mentality can be a powerful strategy for building lasting wealth. Instead of constantly striving for brilliance or trying to outsmart the market, focus on consistently avoiding common mistakes. This approach emphasizes the importance of discipline and careful decision-making. By methodically checking for potential errors, you reduce the risk of costly missteps that can undermine your financial goals. Over time, the habit of sidestepping pitfalls proves more effective than occasional flashes of genius. Remember, sustainable success often comes from minimizing avoidable losses rather than seeking extraordinary wins. As we've explored some of the most common investing mistakes and how to avoid them, it's clear that learning from experience is a valuable part of any investor's journey. Your insights and stories can help others navigate the challenges of investing more effectively. If you've encountered pitfalls or have lessons to share, consider contributing your experiences. Additionally, if there are specific topics you'd like us to examine in greater detail, your suggestions are always welcome. Together, we can foster a more informed and resilient investing community.